Hi, good morning, Charan.
Good morning, Bharti. How are you doing today?
All very good, Charan. It's a blessed day. I feel so blessed. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, but I'm making sure that I'm following your path, making sure you're following your teachings, and always reflect back to my writing back to how you kind of coach me.
Awesome. That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that, Charan. Great. Okay.
So, this is for our group singles, Indian singles over 40. I want to introduce you to them, and so we decided to have this conversation, and so they're able to kind of see who you are, what you do, and obviously I haven't sent the bio to them yet, but but Jyoti, who runs this group, is aware of this, and she wanted me to introduce you to the group. So let me just respect your time and get started with this, and please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Thank you. So, this is Bharti Rakheja. I'm into emotional wellness space for about 22 years. Okay. This is my passion, learning human behavior and teaching human behavior to people. And how do I do it? I empower people to get over their emotional blocks and barriers and establish living their lives of their desires.
Very cool. And so, in a situation, what solution would you provide for people who are struggling to cope up with loneliness or, let's say, anxiety?
Okay. So, yeah, anxiety is something very prominent in people who are struggling through any area of their life. Okay. So, anxiety is not the prominent problem. Anxiety is the secondary problem because they are facing certain situations in their lives, whether regards to their health or their relationships or any situation for that matter. And then anxiety builds up because they are creating worst case scenarios in their minds and they believe that they are not able to cope with it. That leads to anxiety, right? So here, my approach to my people is that I help them first deal with anxiety in their body because it's a nervous system blocking feeling. Okay. So we learn how to deal with anxiety in the body, how to release that blocked energy from the body. And then we need to do the cognitive restructuring, that is changing the thought process, changing the belief system, and changing the mindset so that even if they are alone, they don't feel lonely. So these are two different things, right? Being alone,
Sure.
being lonely is different. So the situation might not be in your control. You might be single today, but if you believe that you will remain single forever, then that might lead to anxiety.
Got
Okay.
it. Got
So
it.
we change the thought process so that we become more hopeful. And when we are in that hopeful energy, then we attract the right partner in our life.
Got it. Got it. I think you've answered that. My question was about how do you solve. So I think you've definitely gone through and gave us solution. So when do you start in this whole process? When do you start seeing the changes in your client who are suffering these kind of consequences?
Yeah. Oh, right after the first session for some people, Charan, honestly.
Oh,
Like
wow.
first session itself, if the person is open enough to understand, to learn, and on the other side, people are sometimes skeptical. They don't believe in the process. They don't have that faith at the beginning. So it might take a couple of sessions more. But some of the people have straight come back to me right after the first session that it's so relaxing and relieving. And I already feel a change, in my mindset, in my feeling, in my body. Yeah.
You
So
know,
sometimes it's
I,
yeah, sometimes it's right after the first session. Sometimes it might take you 3 to 4 sessions, but every single session is has its own teachings, its own learnings and insights for the client.
I concur with that because I've had few sessions with you, and my first was very motivational. Very, I didn't view myself the way you saw me. The way you gave me my personal experiences in the past. I still remember the word that you're wounded. You've got even a feather falls on you, you feel that. And that was an eye opener for me, and I didn't think that way. So, moving on to the next question. Um, does everyone get results?
Great question again, Charan. No. Honest answer is no. And why? Because it's half the job done when I deliver something to you. Okay. It's 50% that I'm bringing my experience, my teachings, my methods, my tools and techniques for you. And I make sure that you understand them. Okay. You learn them. However, 50% of the results will show up. 50% of the effort has to be done by the client, right? Implementation of what I teach. I do take care of that side also, because I understand that when somebody is in a very sad state or a depressed state, taking action becomes difficult. Okay. So
Right.
I do
True.
take care of that side as well. I do follow up. I do check in with them on WhatsApp or emails. However, the action has to come from their side. So
No
now
doubt.
the people who take action consistently will see brilliant results. And people who will make excuses, again, that's a part of trauma. People who make excuses and consistently push themselves away from their desires will take time. Yeah.
No,
So results
and
are not for everyone. Results are for the action takers, for the decision makers. You just have to show up for the sessions and then follow what I say, because the assignments, assignments that I give to you are not very overwhelming. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes of the inner work that we do is enough for you to carry forward.
once again, I agree with you, and you've seen my situation of
Yeah.
losing focus, and traveling for a month to India, and then but I know that I need to do this and come back, and very soon I'm going to be taking over, and so totally get that. The coaching can only help those who does the following, and what you mentioned, and doing so, they see the definite results and stuff like that. That is investment in themselves.
Absolutely.
I think the group will definitely benefit out of this. There is a lot of people who are in their own situation and going suffering, but it just like the example once you had told me that when you have a toothache or something like that, you jump up and go to the doctor same day, same hour actually sometimes.
Absolutely.
And when you listen to these kind of things, you still keep making a decision that whether I want to
Right.
do this, or whether I want to be with you, or when
Absolutely.
do I do the next class and all of that. So I will always support that situation with the group, that it definitely works if you have a scheduled situation and are
Yeah.
ready to invest in themselves.
Absolutely, Charan. And as an extension, I would like to add here that somebody who is suffering emotionally, okay, so they are in a bad state, they're feeling sad, depressed. It's good to connect with friends and speak their hearts out, right? But whether
No
those
doubt.
friends or those brothers or sisters, are they equipped enough to give you an advice that will be the best for you? For them, it is going to be the best for them, right? They're coming from their own experiences. But for you, it might backfire. And secondly, people fail to understand that whatever we are struggling with right now is not the present challenges. You have understood this, Charan, that we are coming from some past unhealed trauma. So every single thing that we are facing today has everything to do with the roots, that is during the childhood when we experienced certain emotionally charged experiences, and we did not know what to do with those emotions. So we just brushed them aside, and they kept alive as wounds. We are all wounded people carrying our wounds every single day, every single time, and we suddenly get brushed by even a feather, and you say, ouch, it pains. And people
Right.
say, why are you overreacting? It's not that big a deal. Because they fail to understand. They are coming from their own experiences. They don't know, what you are going through. So that is why
Absolutely.
it's extremely important to heal your childhood wounds first. From wherever the trauma is coming, we get to go into the roots, and from there we heal it. And then we start seeing a change, a shift in the energy, a shift in the mindset. And then we see a change in life. It's always invisible changes first, and then the visible changes follow.
No, I've seen that and I believe it. I mean, I love the way you have assignments like, writing positive things about yourself at night and things of that
Yeah.
nature. It has definitely helped. So, and I'm definitely going to propose in the group that, we will run, your podcast or your talks. We're going to host that. I'm going to have a conversation with the founder, who's Jyoti, and we'll move forward. Anything you want to add or ask me anything?
So, Charan, since you have experienced me, okay, you're the better person. What is your message to somebody who's listening to us right now? Somebody who is struggling with any challenge in life, whether it's a relationship challenge or any other challenge. What is your message to them?
I was just shocked. First reaction was that some of the things you asked me, nobody has ever asked me, and you're absolutely correct that your mom, your friends, or all those people who are your support group has no idea uh, the way what I've gone through and stuff like that. And you correctly pointed out certain things that I was not aware of, and I
Hmm.
was not aware of that these could be these can have solutions. And if I follow what you say exactly to the point, and it depends on the people, like you said, there is so many distractions and the trauma that goes through that you don't want to deal with it. It's a challenge, you know.
Absolutely.
However, however, if you uplift yourself and come out of that challenge, I think people will understand. People are going to take advantage of that, and I strongly, highly recommend for people to listen to you. So I'm going to plan this out to
Right.
have you over, and probably keep a time
Hmm.
where these people have enough time in their schedule
Hmm.
to listen to you. So I'll
Absolutely.
give it maybe 2 weeks time or something like, based on how Jyoti decides on this,
Sure.
and I'll keep you posted going forward how this could all come together.
Absolutely, Charan. I think it only takes one decision for somebody to change the track of life, change the course of life. It only takes one decision that, yes, I want to heal. And I always close with this one particular line, which is so close to my heart, which is love yourself. Your world begins with you, right?
Very true, very true. And I'm going to ask you one more last thing. You mentioned to me once that how, like, why are you doing this? And I remember you mentioned that you want to touch so many million or so many
Hmm.
numbers to heal them. So please go ahead.
So, Charan, this comes as a purpose, that as a message that came to me through my insights. Okay, so I'm coming from my own trauma. Okay, so I have been through my own set of failures, my own set of challenges in my life. It was about relationships also. It was about keeping stuck in my my career also. So when I came through my experiences, I had to deal with a couple of narcissist people also in my life. So having been through anxiety and depression myself, I totally feel people. When I speak to you, I feel you. Okay, I just don't listen to you, I feel you completely. When I could come out of those traumas, I could heal myself and I could discover this part of me, that now I'm on a mission. My mission came to me as a message only when I clarified and I calmed my mind. Okay, when I was chaotic, I was only so short sighted that I would, आज का दिन कैसे बीतेगा? How would this day go? Right? But when I cleaned myself, I healed myself, the larger vision came to me. It unfolded automatically. And now I'm on a mission to empower at least 1 million people before I die.
Very true. Wow. And
Right?
I, and you're there. I think you've gone through and one big thing I like about that is you have those breakup sessions as well as things go up. So people can be listening to others, what they're doing and how they're doing it, and what changes they're bringing along. So it's definitely motivational to the group. So thank you, Bharti. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you're very, very busy. I know how things go along, and but I understand the quality in you. It's not volume, it's quality, and I'm surely going to pass this message on to the group and see how we can take advantage of
Absolutely.
your expertise and go forward.
Thank you so much for having me, Charan. Thank you. Truly blessed.
Thank you. You have
Thank
a
you.
good one.
Miss you. Thank you. You too.
Take care. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye. See you soon.